Hey kids, Bob Bliss from Rossum Electro Music here. We're showing the Panharmonium, the mutating spectral resynthesizer. What's that, you may ask? Well, I'll give you a little chalk talk here straight away. Resynthesizer, we listen to incoming audio, we do some analysis on it, we resynthesize it and spit it back out. Back down here we've got an analyzer section. Every so often we'll come along and look at the audio and convert it into thousands of bands of spectral information. And we can do that either very quickly, sub 20 milliseconds, 17-ish, or we can do it very slowly, so you can get rhythmic effects, many seconds in a frame or anywhere in between. And then for the synthesizer back end, we've got 33 discrete modeled oscillators with your typical synth wave set, sine, triangle, saw, 3 flavors of pulse, and a couple of special cross-fading waveforms that do cross-fading shapes, so we can get a smooth resynthesis, either sine waves or sawtooth waves. 33 oscillators, yeah, 11 minimogs worth, if that helps. Octave control, 1 volt per octave CV inputs, frequency control, polyphonic glide. Okay, and frequency shifter effects are tucked in there too. In between the analyzer and the synthesizer, we've got a little brain, they're tiny, figures out what to do, because we've got thousands of bands of input information and 33 oscillators to render it with. And we can actually reduce the voice count all the way down to 1. We've got blur, which is integration, a giant lag processor on the spectrum, perfect digital reverb if you want to look at it that way. And to top it all off, we've got a feedback path around the whole shebang, so everywhere from subtle to novel, and it'll self-regenerate. We'll show you that. So let's get some audio going. We'll start with a little looping vocal sample played on the assimilator.
I want to do what you do. You do what I do.
Just a couple of yahoos
what
talking.
What do you think you're missing out on? Gunfights,
that's the
car
dry
chases,
sound.
Proper action and shit.
Here's a
Police work
33
is not about proper action.
crossfading sine wave
You
resynthesis.
do what I do. What on earth do you think you're missing out on? Gunfights, car chases, proper action and shit.
The delay is about like that if you're curious, and everybody is.
You do what I do. What on earth do you think you're missing out on?
So there you go. Crossfading sine waves. This is basic. Now we can slow down how often the analysis happens.
You do what I do.
Sampling less frequently.
You do what I do.
We'll do it with without the crossfading shape. With the other shapes, you get butt joints every time it does a new slice. That's fun. Now, we'll reduce the oscillator count.
I want to do what you do. You do what I do. I don't think you're missing out.
That's 4. 3 oscillators. You can still get vocal information. Here's 1 oscillator. Just all fundamental, whatever's the loudest thing in the spectrum, it'll pick up. One sawtooth wave. 3 sawtooth waves. Once again, there's enough information there to start hearing the vocal again. While we're here, we can narrow the band down and do the radio effect. And you can sweep that around if you want, but we don't. Square waves. Square waves, so you can get your old Atari personal computer speech synthesizer. Okay, more fun. Kind of back to normal.
Do what I do. What on earth do you think you're missing out on? Gunfights,
Pitch
car
shift.
chases.
This is only happening on the back end on the synthesizer side, so it's effectively perfect.
What else do you think you're missing out on?
Gunfights, car
Octave control.
chases.
And again, you can drive this with the 1 volt per octave CV input.
You do what I do.
Glide.
What else do you think you're missing out on?
Polyphonic glide on 11 oscillators. Cut it down a little bit. That was fun. So we're almost through all the controls. We'll show you the blur.
What else do you think you're missing out on? Gunfights, car chases.
So blur's not only good for doing these reverb kind of effects, it's also good for smoothing out busy music to make it a little easier to decide what to resynthesize. And if you max out the blur, you've basically got a frozen input spectrum, which you can also do with a button over here labeled freeze.
You do. What else do you think you're missing out on? Fights, car chases.
By the way, you can save these off.
You can save it.
Yeah, we'll store it.
I do.
And there it is. And if you want, you can use that as an oscillator. Again, drive it with the 1 volt per octave input. Change the pitch, glide it around. Change waveform again. Alright, we're having fun. I've got some better spectrums that I saved off yesterday. Done with this vocal. Get back to a little bit normal here.
You do what I do.
And we'll show you the feedback.
Gunfights, car chases.
At its simplest, it's rather an echo effect at the slice rate. We can add a little pitch shift. You get that. Or heading in the upward direction. Fun enough. And while we're here, turn the feedback all the way up, and we'll regenerate. And we'll actually remove the input. It's just listening to itself. Every slice, I've got it transposed down a fifth. Every slice, it'll come along and play it back a fifth lower. If it gets too low, it'll pick up on the harmonics. So we've got super little self-generating guy here. Turn up the glide. Do little barber pole kind of sounds. In fact, this guy will use the cross-fading sawtooth wave. We've got auto pad. Need some more oscillators there. It's just playing on its own. There's nothing going in. It's just listening to itself and doing analysis, playing with the parameters and spitting it back out. All right, let's get some broadband music going through the thing. Put the input back in. I'll load up This is kind of a softer folk rock with acoustic guitars and a rhythm section and vocals, but no keyboards at all. And we'll get back to sort of a neutral resynthesis here so you can hear what that sounds like. Got some neighboring organ going on. That's what we're going to do. Okay, here's the input. That's just dry. We'll pan over. Here's the resynthesis. Dry. Resynthesized. Again, the delay is pretty short. And then while we're here, if you want, you can again shift the pitch. And you can drive that around with a 1 volt per octave input. Change octaves. Turning up again the longer slice times. Some glide. What's that? Okay, now we'll do the. One of the things that was actually in mind when I designed it was the doing an auto pad sort of thing. So again, this song has no keyboards, but if we focus on the high frequencies a little bit, a lot of oscillators, shift it up an octave, turn up the blur. Maybe a little bit of feedback. Start getting organ tones, which we can mix back into the original. Kind of auto pad, right? Same trick with the crossfading sawtooth wave will get you what you might guess strings. That's up 2 octaves. Another trick, maybe not for this music, but you could basically make it shorter, make a kind of a brass section, which, you know, kind of a clean distortion, if you will. And now, to cap it off, we've got another piece of music that's a little busier. Got some progressive rock. A band called Straight Light. And I'll show you my favorite party trick. I call it the crazy piccolo guy. 1 oscillator. Again, we're going to focus on the upper mid-range where there's a guitar solo that sits up on top partway through the piece. And we'll kick it up an octave or 2, a square wave, and we'll do the tap tempo. We'll get it synchronized to the song. Let's get the song playing here. Here's the raw audio. This guy. Oh, that's the guitar solo I wanted, so I'm going to back it up a little. We'll get this trick set up. Again, we're going to listen to the mid-range. And we're going to listen to this stuff. Maybe in there. Okay. Bring the track back in. 1 square wave. Tap tempo. Short. Instead of quarters now, I use the multiplier and go from quarters to 8ths, 16ths. There you go. again, here's the track. Here's the Resynthesis. This is the synth solo. The guitar solo is coming up in a minute. We'll play through that because it makes a nice outro. In between here, it's just picking up on the harmonics. You sort of get an auto-fill melodies for free. Here's the guitar solo. A little bit of glide. Pulse wave. This part makes it pretty good, I believe. And you didn't have to write a chart. There you go. That's a quick tour around the Panharmonium mutating spectral resynthesizer, new from Rossum Electro Music. Hopefully we'll be shipping end of May, maybe early June. And, oh hi, we're over here. Bob Bliss saying goodbye. Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Pricing, $4.99. Take two. They're small.